Good morning, students. Let us continue with Economics, Chapter 3, Money and Credit. In our previous video, we had learned about barter system. We also learned about money as a medium of exchange. Today, in this video, we are going to learn about check payments, loan activities of banks, and two different credit situations. Okay, let's start. Students, do you know what is a check? Let us try to understand. Check is basically a paper instructing the bank to pay a specific amount from the person's account to that person in whose name the check has been issued. So students, we can do the payments by using check instead of cash. Now let's try to understand this in a better way. Just have a look at this check. Suppose Mr. Salim wants to pay 57,000 rupees to Prem Kumar. Okay. So first of all, he needs to write the date. Okay. The date on which he is issuing the check. Then comes the name whom he wants to pay the money, that is Prem Kumar. He needs to write the amount in words, 57,000 only, as well as in number. Okay. He needs to sign, which is very important. Now students, apart from this, you can see some more components of the check. Like you can see the account number. Now whose account number it is? Yes, it is of Mr. Salim's. Okay. Here you can see the branch, that is a bank branch code. Here you can see the check number. And here you can see the coding used by banks. Okay. Now students, you can also see two parallel transverse lines drawn on the face of the check on top left hand corner of the check. Here. Isn't it? Now what does it mean? It means the said check cannot be encashed over the counter. It is to be deposited in the bank where the payee is having the account. This crossing is done for the safety of the check. In case it is lost, nobody other than that of the payee can take the payment of the check. So I hope it is clear, students. Now let's talk about loan activities of banks. Banks accept deposits of the people. Isn't it, students? In our previous video we had learnt that the surplus money, the extra money the people have, what do they do with that? Yes, they deposit it with the bank. So in this way, banks collect large amount as deposits and they keep only a small portion of deposits as cash, and in India it is 15%. So bank keep 15% of the deposits with them. Students, do you know what is the reason behind it? Let us try to understand. This is kept for those depositors who wish to withdraw money from their accounts. So why this 15% is kept with the bank? Yes, these are for the depositors who wish to withdraw money from their accounts. So students, what about the rest of the deposits? Yes, rest of the deposits are given as loans by the banks. When banks give loans, they charge higher rate of interest from the people who have taken loans. So the people who take loans from the bank, they need to pay the principal amount as well as interest. And the banks charge higher rate of interest from the people who have taken loans. This becomes the income of the banks. In this way, banks act as mediator between those who have surplus funds, that is the depositors, and those who are in need of funds, that is the borrowers. Students, let us try to understand this with the help of this image. Students, this image shows us how do banks mediate between those who have surplus money, that is the depositors, and those who are in need of money, that is the borrowers. Okay. Now you are aware that depositors make deposits with the bank and borrowers take loans from the banks, isn't it? Depositors make withdrawals whenever they require money. They also get interest for the deposits they have done with the bank. And what about the borrowers? Borrowers need to repay loans with interest. In this way, banks mediate between those who have surplus funds, that is the depositors, and those who are in need of these funds, that is the borrowers. Banks charge a higher interest rate on loans. So here the interest rate is high. Okay, banks charge a higher interest rate on loans than what they offer on deposits. So the interest paid to the depositors is low. So once again, banks charge a higher interest rate on loans than what they offer on deposits. Okay, and the difference between what is charged from the borrowers and what is paid to the depositors is their main source of income. So I hope you have understood. Now let us talk about two different credit situations. A large number of transactions in our day-to-day activities involve credit in some form or the other, isn't it, students? Credit, which means loan. Now what is loan? It refers to an agreement in which the lender supplies the borrower with money, goods or services in return for the promise of future payment. So we find that loan is given to a person who promises to pay back. Okay. Now let us see how credit works through the following two examples. Okay. Example number 1, festival season. It is festival season 2 months from now, and the shoe manufacturer Salim has received an order from a large trader in town for 3,000 pairs of shoes to be delivered in a month time. To complete production on time, Salim has to hire a few more workers for stitching and pasting work. He has to purchase the raw materials. To meet these expenses, Salim obtains loans from two sources. First, he asks the leather supplier to supply leather now and promises to pay him later. Second, he obtains loan in cash from the large trader as advance payment for 1,000 pairs of shoes with a promise to deliver the whole order by the end of the month. At the end of the month, Salim is able to deliver the order, make a good profit, and repay the money that he had borrowed. In this case, Salim obtains credit to meet the working capital needs of production. The credit helps him to meet the ongoing expenses of production, complete production on time, and thereby increases earnings. So credit here in this situation plays a vital and positive role, isn't it? Now let us see one more example. Swapna's problem. Swapna, a small farmer, grows groundnut on her 3 acres of land. She takes a loan from the money lender to meet the expenses of cultivation, hoping that her harvest would help repay the loan. Midway through the season, the crop is hit by pests and the crop fails. Though Swapna sprays her crops with expensive pesticides, it makes little difference. She is unable to repay the money lender, and the debt grows over the year into a larger amount. Next year, Swapna takes a fresh loan for cultivation. It is a normal crop this year, but the earnings are not enough to cover the old loan. She is caught in debt. She has to sell a part of the land to pay off the debt. Students, I hope you have understood this, right? Now in this situation, okay, in this case, credit pushes the borrower, that is Swapna, into a situation from which recovery is very difficult and painful. Isn't it, students? Credit pushes Swapna into a debt trap. Her condition becomes worse than before. So students, in one situation, credit helps to increase earnings and therefore the person is better off than before. In another situation, because of the crop failure, credit pushes the person into a debt trap. To repay her loan, okay, Swapna had to sell a portion of her land. She is clearly much worse off than before. So whether credit would be useful or not, therefore depends on the risks in the situation and whether there is some support in case of loss. So I hope it is clear, students. Students, now it's time for quiz. I hope you all are ready for the quiz. Let us begin. Question number 1. What is a check? Option A, loan taken by the bank. Option B, loan taken by the depositor from the bank. Option C, paper instructing the bank to pay a specific amount. Option D, paper instructing the bank not to pay a specific amount. Yes, which is the correct answer? Yes, very good. The correct answer is option C, paper instructing the bank to pay a specific amount. Very good. Next question. Now here you have a picture based question. Okay, just have a look at this picture. Hope you have understood. Now what you have to do is, you need to select the correct option which describes the picture properly. Okay. Option A, banks link depositors to borrowers. Banks are useful in keeping surplus cash. Banks are mediator between depositors and borrowers. Option D, banks are very important for the economy. Yes, which is the correct answer? Yes, very good. The correct answer is option C. Banks are mediator between depositors and borrowers. Very good. Next, you have true or false. Question is, banks charge a higher interest rate on loans than what they offer on deposits. Option A, true. Option B, false. Yes? Yes. The correct answer is option A, true. Banks charge a higher interest rate on loans than what they offer on deposits is a correct statement. Very good. Now let us do a short recap. Today in this video we had learnt about check payments, loan activities of banks as well as two different credit situations. Hope you have understood the topics covered today. The remaining topics we will cover in our next video. Okay, don't forget to read your textbook. Meet you in the next video. Till then, bye and take care.